2. That was a men's test. First women's test in 1935. This magnificent cricket ground tonight hosting New Zealand and Sri Lanka in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. New Zealand, who have had a week off, have seen a fair amount of rain fall in Melbourne, and
Please stand for the national anthems of Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
Sundere Siri Bhai This broadcast is co-presented by Dream 11, Dream Big.
As they head to the wicket, please welcome our standing umpires for tonight's match, Paul Wilson and Michael Goff.
Both national anthems done, Sri Lanka and New Zealand. Sri Lanka will take the field, New Zealand with bat in hand. A combination that was so good against Australia just a week ago. Devon Conway, classy left-hander, and Finn Allen, who got the innings underway to a very powerful start in that game against Australia, set the tone from New Zealand's point of view, and it carried on through the rest of the night as New Zealand dominated Australia here at the Sydney Cricket Ground a week ago. But that was the last time they played a game, and Sri Lanka are coming off a loss to Australia over in the West in Perth. Tonight's two sides, one change from New Zealand's side in that week ago match against Australia. Daryl Mitchell comes back in after recovering from injury. He replaces Mark Chapman. And, the men who have to do the job first and foremost, Conway, Allen, Williams, Phillips, down to Neesham with the bat. And then the Sri Lankan bowlers that will be in action. One change for them. Hassan Rajitha is in. Benuru Fernando is out. He's got a hamstring injury and is out of the tournament. Fernando, the batters will have some work to do later on. Hakum Nasanka and Mendes, Dhananjaya, Charita SRILANKA, Bhanuka Rajapaksa, and then the skipper. And it's all about Mahiru Kumara. Will they open up with spin? I would imagine so, to Finn Allen. We're not opening with spin. We've got pace and slow medium in the com box. Dale Steyn, very good evening to you. You are the pace, by the way.
Good evening, Dooley. Yeah, we're very excited for a big game tonight. I'm excited to watch Finn Allen bat. I haven't watched him live. I've seen him a bit on TV, and he's really set the world alight. That strike rate of 180. I'm very excited to watch him go about his business. Kane Williamson, Devon Conway, a big batting lineup. Glenn Phillips, he took a phenomenal catch about a week ago. New Zealand, I'm sure they're raring to go with the game that got rained out the other day.
Yeah, this group has been thrown wide open with those rain-affected games in Melbourne. About Afghanistan were desperately disappointed. It was such a shame. Don't get many opportunities at this level to play games at the wonderful Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Afghanistan get the two that they had scheduled. They're both washed out. Ireland, of course, with that fantastic win over England. New Zealand getting washed out, and then the Australian game against England also not a ball bowled. So tough, as expected, I think, Dale, Mahesh Dikshana to start things off. So just a little bit different for Finn Allen tonight.
Yeah, something different. We haven't seen a lot of that here in Sydney. Every team opting with a bit of pace to go. We're about to kick off in 1 second.
So Dikshana with the ball. Slip in place, long on, and a deep mid-wicket for Finn Allen, the right-hander. His studies done. He talked with Mel Jones in the interview earlier about having New Zealand spinners, and nothing quite like this.
Would he have faced much of against somebody like? Not much. No.
A lot of Dikshana. What a swing there. Bowls that little in-swinger.
The umpire standing out there tonight, Paul Wilson. He's standing in his 25th T20 International. Michael Goff, he'll be in his 21st tonight. And he'll be watching over the game for us.
These two are back. We do so much cricket nowadays, Dale, but I'm sure Mahesh Dikshana and Devon Conway are at Chennai Super Kings together, so they'll know each other quite well. Finn Allen was with the RCB lineup. So he'll know a little bit about SRILANKA, perhaps.
It's amazing when the guys start playing all around the world, start sharing dressing rooms, and then next thing you know, they've got to play against each other internationally. How do you go about it? It's always interesting.
Already, I think you can see trying to use that bigger boundary, particularly to the right-hander. Keep it tight in and around that middle and leg stump, even from CRICKT early on. Oh, Bolden. Yeah, beautiful. That swing back in. He dismisses the dangerous Finn Allen. That is a wonderful start for Sri Lanka and for MACH CRICKT.
Finn Allen just giving himself a little bit of room here. And look at that little bit of an in-swinger. You miss, I hit. CRICKT, he's on the money straight away. Wonderful little celebration there. Love seeing a new celebration, and that is the end of Finn Allen. New Zealand lose their first. They are 2 for 1.
People's Bank, yes. Digital savings account, say yes to challenge.
රස හදවත් රොක් වෙනත් කොතැනත් කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් රස ගුණ සපිරි රටේම සුපිරි
මින්චිවල cool freshness පිරුණු නව ක්ලෝගාන් fresh හංගන්න බැරි fresh ගතියක්
ඉන්ජිමට ගැම්මක් ගන්න ඔබ තදම Caltex Havoline oil වලට මාරු වෙන්න Havoline ගමනට ගැම්මක්
අපේ පොළව
That they were going to come at Finn Allen with some spin, some sort of variety, and MACH CRICKT has come up trumps in the first over of tonight's game. Pressure back on, or right on, New Zealand early, as the skipper is now out in the middle, Kane Williamson. So just a runner ball in that score of 200 last week. Generally does play spin well.
And there we see it again. 96 kilometers an hour, CRICKT, just bowling those little ones that kind of flick out almost underneath the hand, just drifts in a little bit. Finn Allen giving himself a bit of room. And look at this movement, almost like a little in-swinger, and bang.
Forward, you mate. That's a two.
Just the second time that CRICKT has taken a wicket in the first over for Sri Lanka. He's done that 10 times. He's opened the bowling 10 times. Just the second time that he's picked up a wicket to run it across Conway as well. That is a wonderful start for Sri Lanka and for CRICKT as well. 3 for 1.
විවිධ රසවලින් සහ ගුණයෙන් සපිරි අපේ පිරිපුන් කිරි ක්‍රේසි අනාගතය දුටු ඔන්ලයින් ගෙනුම් කරනේ ප්‍රමුඛතමයා හේමාල් පෙරේරා learnaccounting.lk දැන්ම පිවිසන්න Nippon Paint Inspire your life with colors Unlimited call booster. रुपया 650 वोटेड any network unlimited call करन. LOLC Motor Insurance, the best motor insurance in Sri Lanka that gives you benefits every day. Goldie chicken sausages, Goldie chicken meatballs, හටට රසක් බතට මසක්.
The crowd is starting to turn out as well. Certainly not expecting a sellout by any stretch of the imagination, but 8 to 10,000. This lovely, balmy Saturday evening. So much on in and around Sydney today. Races out at Rose Hill this afternoon. So those who have finished up there make their way into the stadium, I'm sure, tonight. Kasan Rajita. A little bit of pace into the attack. It's a terrible run with injuries, have Sri Lanka. Think about Madhushankar, Gunatilaka, Chamira, Pramod Madhushan as well, Pathum Nasanka, who's back in tonight. He suffered from a groin injury. Benura Fernando. So they've had 6 different players go down injured throughout the early part of the tournament. It's been terrible for them.
It's the worst, and you want these players, they're getting selected first choices, Not that the second choices aren't good enough, but you know, you want your best team out there, and when guys are going down with like little soft tissue injuries, quads and hamstrings, maybe it could be because there's been a bit of rain around and the field's a little bit heavy. Sri Lanka played a lot of cricket recently too. It's always disappointing and a little bit sad.
Problem with something just behind the bowler's arm. It's gone now, I think. Really good players, they see everything.
I don't know how. I struggled to see the ball.
That's why we batted where we did, I think, Dale. Nice, really good.
Beautiful delivery. Well played by Kane too. He just wants to see a couple, and often see Kane try and run the ball down a third man. This ball just a little bit too full. You see that bat coming a little bit later down. He just wants to hit the ball on his head, knock it down through gully. Often for four, actually, he can beat gully quite fine. That one a bit too full. Just pulling out of the shot. Well played. Great delivery.
Two wickets in his first over on T20 international debut. Did Hassan Rajitha, Rohit Sharma and Ajinkya Rahane back in 2016, so a couple of good scalps early on for him.
It's a good start this by Sri Lanka. New Zealand only 4 runs and they've already lost the 1 wicket. On a good scoring ground. We've seen some good scores here. South Africa scored 200. New Zealand in the opening game against Australia scored over 200. India made 180, essentially 179. I'm sure we'll see Conway and Williamson start to kick off shortly.
Good work. A little bit leg-sideish, but in the end, just a leg by. Kevin Conway in that match against Australia was so good. He let Finn Allen take charge for the first 3.5, 4 overs. It was a controlled innings of 92 not out of 58. It's wonderful to get a look from high above. Just shows you the gaps in the field, shows you exactly what the bowler is looking to work with, what the batsman is also looking to work with. A very tightly packed offside field, plenty of room in that leg side of Kane Williamson. Wants to drop and run into that mid-wicket region, square leg region as well. So tight line required. It's been good so far. An advance and a little bit of swing there. It'll just be the one. They won't go now. No, they won't. Decide against it. And another very good over from Rajitha this time. 6 for 1.
Janashakti Life is proud to be a source of strength to the country, named CFI London's best life insurance company in Sri Lanka, because a strong nation makes us even stronger.
The magic chocolate collection.
Bajaj පාරිභෝගික ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් දැන් genuine parts මිල පහලට.
Very smooth. Raja Jewelers, monarch of the gold world. Colombo, Nigambo, Candy.
ඇත්තටම ඕනම නෙට්වර්ක් එකකට unlimited free calls දෙනවා කියවම මං විශ්වාස
මාර වටිනවා. තව unlimited social media.
Airtel Freedom අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749 රීලෝඩ් කරන්න.
And very good strong hold as well. 4-1. Dhananjaya de Silva. It's the new bowler.
Sri Lanka just rotating their bowlers, obviously identifying these matchups. Dhananjaya in, probably to bowl to Devon Conway. Right arm off spin to the left-handed batter. Just look at Conway here, his strike rate against pace. The spin away, 142, that's really good. And just a normal good-looking batter, doesn't try and slog or anything.
Gone this time though, looking to go over the top. New Zealand have lost 2 in a hurry. And very, very good start now from Sri Lanka's point of view.
And as I say that, Devon Conway gives himself a little bit of room, not really a slog, just looking to try and hit over extra cover. Maybe just a little bit of spin, maybe not. Just lost his shape of the bat there. Dhananjaya brought in. Sri Lanka changing their bowlers for the specific batters. Conway has gone for 1. New Zealand have lost their second. They are 7 for 2.
දැන් ශ්‍රී බැංකුවෙන් ඔබේ ස්ථාවර තැන්පතුවලට 26ක් දක්වා වැඩිම පොලියක් අමතන්න 288.
මෝතා ජෙලි හදට දැනෙන රසකම හිම.
Exceptional ride and handling, braking performance and lower tire noise.
දැන් LB ෆිනන්ස් හඳුන්වා දෙන දවස් 50ක ස්ථාවර තැන්පතු සඳහා 25ක ඉහළ පොලියක් LB යසයිසුරු. දැන් පිටරටවලටත් යවන ජාත්‍යන්තර මට්ටමේ විවිධ රසවලින් සහ ගුණයෙන් සපිරි අපේ පිරිපුන් කිරීටි. අංක 1 අපේම ශක්තිය සංස්ථා සිමෙන්ති.
අපේ ශීතකරණවලට ලොකු වට්ටමක් 125ක ලොකු වට්ටමකට සිංග ජියෝ ශීතකරණයක් ගෙදර ගෙනියන්න. සිංග අපේ දෑතින් අපේ රටට.
Glenn Phillips at 4. Dhananjaya Silva with an early breakthrough as well. They started with spin of Dikshana. He picked up a wicket. Now Dhananjaya has picked one up early, and the 2 openers, the 2 men who were so good against Australia a week ago, are back in the dugout. New Zealand now have to rely on this middle to lower order. It has been good bowling, but I think both Fennellen and Devon Conway will feel they gave themselves far too much room.
Yeah, not a lot of turn there. Just looking, trying to create something. There's another one. Oh, beautifully found the gap there by Glenn Phillips. And that's raced away for 4. Dhananjaya just looking to try and drift that one in, similar to Tikshana in the opening overs. And New Zealand have their first boundary.
Just pure timing here. Placement as well from Phillips. Start for him. No run there. It's another tidy over for Sri Lanka. Dhananjaya this time. It is 11 for 2.
Winning your trust above all. We are HNB Assurance.
Save for your future. Open a goal-based fixed deposit with Genie. Start saving in installments as low as 100 rupees a month to hit your goal. Download Genie now. Log on to live.
புதியதோர் பலத்தினை அனுபவித்திருங்கள். KIST Ride. சமதா சமான் சமதா சுவின்.
No more struggle, no more hassle. Do all your banking transactions from wherever you are with the NDB Neos app. NDB Bank, the future is banking on us.
Good matchups for them. New Zealand have found themselves in a little bit of a sticky situation in 11 for 2 after 3 overs.
Start of a new over. Rajita is into his second. Percentage of spin wickets since that last T20 World Cup, and Sri Lanka right up there along with New Zealand, Zimbabwe. Well, there's a good reason why Zimbabwe there, and Afghanistan as well. Just quietly, they've got 3 world-class spinners. Oh, and that spin at one end, pace and bounce at the other. Who said it was easy?
It's a wonderful delivery, this. Kane Williamson, he likes to just stay a little leg side of the ball. He wants to see the ball come onto the bat and just knock it down a third man. Bang, a little bit of bounce, a little bit extra in there. That new ball doing a little bit of talking.
Pulls this time. There is protection out there. Cannot get there. Hit that so well.
It's a fantastic shot by Kane Williamson. Not a bad ball, close on that front foot, but quickly into that pull shot. He does look to stay leg side and look to just try and rotate strike, knocking it down a third man sometimes. But he's really good when he sees it like that. Bang onto the pull.
Kiwi fans in the house, I think they're probably outnumbered slightly tonight. There's a good New Zealand contingent in and around Sydney, the northern beaches. A lot of New Zealanders in Manly, but there's a really good Sri Lankan community as well in Sydney. Our good friend and fellow commentator Russell Arnold decided to move here. He decided this was a better place to be a number of years ago. Those gaps 13, 15, 23 metres between cover and mid-off, so a little bit of room on the offside for Williamson. Sets of players and fourth umpire and everyone out just having a little look at that surface prior to. There was a bit of talk about slightly drier maybe than last week's Australian pitch, but it still looks good enough. Oh, more swing and an edge this time. Williamson goes. Sri Lanka well and truly on top of New Zealand here. They've picked up a big scalp.
Wonderful delivery this. Swinging away, Kane Williamson throwing his hands at it, and that extra little bit of bounce, a little bit of zip off the wicket. Rajitha has found the edge. Look at that celebration. Sri Lanka have found their third wicket. Williamson's gone for 8. New Zealand are 15 for 3.
The Keels cricket pitch is ready for you. Purchase products from nominated brands to win exciting prizes up to 250,000 rupees. Shop more and win more with Keels.
ඉහළ ඉන්ධන කාර්යක්ෂමතාව එන්ජිමේ කල්පැවැත්ම සමග එන්ජින් ඔයිල් වල ආයු කාලය වැඩි කරන කැල්ටෙක්ස් හැවලින් ස්කූටර් ඔයිල් මදාන්න. කැල්ටෙක්ස් හැවලින් ස්කූටර් ඔයිල් අතිශයින්ම ස්කූටර් වලට පමණයි.
Light up your world with Orange Electric.
Edinburgh easy cheesy. So cheesy.
Comes to the middle of the Sydney cricket ground, back into the side tonight, replacing Mark Chapman after recovering from injury. Won't be on strike because it was the last ball of Kasun Rajitha's over. And it'll be Mahesh Dikshana back into the attack. Picked up one in his first over. And Jaya picked up one, and you don't want to be going back and across to those too often.
No, and Sri Lanka are ringing the changes right now. This is a wonderful wicket. Dragging one shorter earlier. Kane Williamson playing the pull, and this one slightly wide, but there is a bit of bounce and there is a bit of swing. Try and hit it on the up. New Zealand not really going anywhere, and Kane trying to get some momentum going. Only finding the edge. And they have to start building now. It's been a very entertaining first 5 overs.
Well, it's been brilliant from Sri Lanka's point of view. They were put to the sword a little bit by Marcus Stoinis in Perth the other day. And they've bounced back beautifully. New Zealand have had a week off, which won't have done them any good, but no excuses from their point of view. Sri Lanka have been on song, and New Zealand have found themselves in real trouble. It's a terrific start and a very good first 4.2 overs for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they've obviously identified some matchups, and it's wonderful when it works, as it has tonight. We've seen wickets go every time they've changed a different bowler for a specific batter. They've gotten that guy out. Hats go off to this management that's in the back room staff, and they come up with these ideas, but then the execution still needs to take place out in the field.
Again, just targeting that middle and leg stump. Cam Williamson, really good. Just dragged him wide. He took him nice and close, play and miss, and then drag him wide, make him chase one. Really good quality bowling, Dale.
They're not looking to run in and bowl too quickly. I'm watching him, and he's just kind of found a good rhythm, hit a good length, hit a good line, and ultimately eventually found that edge of Kane's.
Tidy again in this over. Just the one ball remaining.
There'll be a lot of noise out there. The wicketkeeper will be in the batter's ear. Slip fielder. Fielder's close in at cover and mid-wicket.
Using his feet, they'll pick up one, but very tidy from Mahesh Dikshana. 5 overs gone, 19 for 3.
When the rate required is increasing, a performance-first mentality is what is needed. Invest in government securities from First Capital.
SLT Mobitel Fiber, Deshi Fiber Balavegya.
හැමදාම දැන්ඩෙක්ස් නම් හැමදාම no problem. දැන්ඩෙක්ස් හිස නිදහසේ ඉදිරියට.
Wonderful evening here at the SCG. It's been a beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Perfect evening for T20 World Cup cricket. Rajitha into the squad, into the side, and making things happen. Russell Arnold, have you calmed down yet after those first 5 overs?
I'm staying calm. But the evening, if you're a Sri Lankan fan, has just gotten a little bit better. They got through the first 6 overs, almost to the 6th over. Rajitha doing his bit. 3 big wickets. And you look at the batting to come. There's Jimmy Neesham, Mitch Santner, East Rodhi at 8. So they got to keep hunting. Another wicket or 2 here. They're right into the New Zealanders.
That doesn't sound calm to me. That sounds quite excited. Why not too?
Look, Mel, big game. Big game for both teams.
Massive. And if we know anything, though, about the New Zealanders, they will be up for the fight. That is Phillips timing it nicely through the offside.
Unbelievable shot, because the rest of the batters have struggled to time it. But here he is, stands tall, no feet at all, starts off with a good base, hits it into the turf, and hence it will fly off. We're on one corner of the pitch.
And again, but straight to the field. And I think that's going to be one thing for the New Zealanders here. They're going to have to make the decision when they're facing the seamers and there's a little bit of concern about the bounce, you either got to be right, hit the ball down into the pitch or get your hands up and under and clear the infield.
But it's not extra space. Rajitha bowls at 130. Once again, fabulous atmosphere when the Sri Lankan crowds are here, the colours, the music. It's a bit of a slow bounce. It's holding up and bouncing at you like a tennis ball would. That's the reason that they're struggling with the timing.
Well, this has been a challenge for a lot of teams in this T20 World Cup. We saw that with India and Pakistan at the MCG. The ball was swinging around for quite some time, wasn't it? See some games in Perth where we got that extra bounce, and it takes teams just a little bit longer just to get a sense of the conditions. But once they get themselves in, then they have the opportunity to push on.
But will you hold your nerve to get yourself in? Because the pressure
Correct.
builds, and that's the catch there. How you manage your thought process.
Good movement into the right-hander.
Now we saw a brilliant shot from Phillips. Sri Lanka don't keep picking up those wickets and allow Phillips and Mitchell to settle in. It would hurt because we know the attitude the Kiwis play with. Never a backward step.
That's for sure. We saw just how brilliant Daryl Mitchell has been over the last 12 months in all three formats. He was brilliant in the Test series against England a few months ago. We saw him in the previous T20 World Cup. And for me, someone like Glenn Phillips is such a curious person to start with. He's done archery, he's learned how to fly a plane, he's now into photography. He likes to find out different things, and he's certainly going to have to find out something a little bit different out in the middle at the moment. Find a way. Can't get the half volley through the field. There's a little fumble. Allows the pressure off. They'll scamper through for the single to finish off the power play. New Zealand 25 for 3.
எந்த ஒரு பில்லையும் எளிதாக செலுத்தலாம். அரசு நிறுவனங்களுக்கு பணம் செலுத்தலாம். நிலையான வைப்புகளை ஆன்லைனில் ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். காம்பேங்க் டிஜிட்டலுக்கு பதிவு செய்து உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையை இலகுவாக அனுபவியுங்கள்.
Kotmale cheese. Fresh milk, fresh cheese. The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
ඕවර් එකයි ලකුණු 8යි විකට් එකයි ඉන්දු වල නියපොතු ඉවරයි නායක දසුන් ශානකට ලොකු අභියෝගයක් වේගෙන් යවන චමීදද දග කවන හසරංගද දග කරන්නේ කාමික නේද දග කරන නෙමෙයි දග කවන මව්බිමේ බලාපොරොත්තු සුරතට රැගෙන අවසන් ඕවරේ එවීමට ශානක ගොඩ් හිට් ශ්‍රී ලංකා වී අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි come on ශ්‍රී ලංකා අපිට පුළුවන්
Logic Life. ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
For New Zealand, signal that is the completion of the power play. 6 overs gone here at the SCG. New Zealand, a little bit of a pickle. 3 wickets down, 25 on the board. And up against one of the leading wicket takers in the T20 format of late.
All eyes on him. How will he bounce back? He needs to. Very good first ball. This is the second worst power play for New Zealand in T20 World Cups. 23 for 4. That was also against Sri Lanka in 2014 in Chattogram.
What's his mindset like, Russell? Because he got a little bit of tap from the Australians the other night over in Perth. How does he adjust things?
This was what he did in Perth. This is kind of the length that he bowls, short of a good length, expects the ball to skid through and not bounce, but in Perth it did sit up. In Australia it's sitting up more than what he'd like, and hence batters able to get on to him.
Brings out the reverse and finds some space as well. How well is the ground running here at the SCG? Reasonably well.
Well, to answer your question, Mel, he's a street fighter. He'd put it behind him, he'll come back with what he knows, what has worked for him. And so far we're seeing that. Now he's gone for 3 runs in 3 balls, but that's New Zealand taking it to him. He's already had a better start. $23 for 4, UAE versus Sri Lanka. is the lowest power play score in this edition of the T20 World Cup. There you go, the average length, yes, a little shorter against Australia, which probably has hurt him a lot. But as you know, Mel, you've been looking at his action, bends that front leg, lowers that arm, tries various different things to keep that ball low, not bounce up.
He's given that some air, tempted Phillips, and Phillips takes it, it's in and it's out and it's down. How much is that going to cost Sri Lanka?
Oh dear, Pathum Nissanka. Straight in, no excuses really. And what would it have done for Wanindu Hasaranga's confidence? Worked it out nicely. God, hit him the top of the top part of his palm, the harder part of the arm. You got to put it behind you. You do have to.
Crucial moments, isn't it? Very early and loud call of wait. No run to finish off that over. Disappointment for Sri Lanka. New Zealand 30 for 3.
අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749ක් රීලෝඩ් කරන්න.
කොහමද පුතා තැන?
හොඳයි තාත්තා ලස්සන තැන.
උරුබු හොටේට වැඩ කරගන්න අයට මංචි සුපර් ක්‍රීම් ක්‍රැකර්. ග්‍රෑන්ඩ් TV20 Champions 55 4K UHD TV එකට 135ක වට්ටමක් සිංහලකින් පමණයි.
Bajaj පාරිභෝගික ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් දැන් genuine parts මිල පහළට.
LOC Motor Insurance, the best motor insurance in Sri Lanka that gives you benefits every day.
මෙහෙම දිනන්න මෙහෙම වන්න. ෆ්‍රීමා කත්තමි වන් තමයි.
Gold within best price එකට රුපියල් 650 පමණයි.
30 for 5. DFCC Bank offers the highest return of 30% per annum for 5-year fixed deposits, 20% per annum for monthly interest.
Statistically, it is a ground in which teams batting first have a better record. New Zealand middle order are going to be called on.
134, 140, that's around 8 runs and over. They'll try to get to 150, 160. Here's Lahiru Kumara. He bowled beautifully in Perth.
That's what we'd say in Australia, Russell, is he's got a little bit of something about him. He's got big, strong frame. He looks as if he's always up for the competition.
Unusual for a Sri Lankan. He's really looking strong and big, like Kumara. For 6 overs, 25 for 3. The two spinners picking up the crucial wickets early, and then Kasun Rajitha picked up one. Now what he's got with him is pace.
A little bit of glove, I think it might have been. So it's past the keeper and also past fine leg as well. So a much needed boundary for New Zealand.
Yeah, the angle into the body of the right-hander. So a little bit of momentum for Phillips. Sri Lanka need to be careful, but Lahiru Kumara, he should stick to what works well for him, and that's run in hard and hit the deck.
It'll be interesting to see what he can extract from this pitch here at the SCG. First delivery at 136. We know he's the kind of bowler that can hit that 140 plus.
That's where he stayed in Perth and caused so much trouble, especially to Aaron Finch.
Well, special day for the players, but it's also a special day for a former player and his children as well. Sania and Asanka, your two children had the absolute honour of taking out the Icc T20 World Cup out to the middle. Was it a little bit nervous, do you think? A little bit of sweaty palms?
Yeah, they were excited. It was a wonderful moment, and yeah, that was great. They'll remember that for quite a long time, Akash and Sania. Great moment offered to them by the local organizers, which is fantastic.
Did you give them any tips, or did you just leave it up to them?
I wish I had, because I saw my son step on the shoes of my daughter while carrying it out.
Was that a little bit of payback for something that might have happened earlier? Or? That's it. Nice waving as well. They've got it all under control, Russ.
Yeah, very good. They're happy. That's the main thing.
Likes the pull shot, does Mitchell. This time a thick inside edge down to fine.
Now that's a good sign for Sri Lanka, that shot, but not this. This is going to be a free hit, and you don't want to be giving New Zealand that breathing space. There's got to be something behind the line, and that's kind of a big one now. Why I said it's a good sign is if the Kiwis are thinking they need to take a chance and play shots like that, it's going to give the bowling team the opportunity to pick up wickets. And they're feeling the pressure. They feel they need to move on. But they're being very clumsy in the last couple of overs, Sri Lanka.
So they can change the field because it's now Glenn Phillips on strike. So two fielders up inside the inner circle on the leg side. Mid-wicket and play on the boundary. A reminder, the catch won't make any difference because it is the free hit, but a run out could be different. And it's brilliant from Mitchell because he gets back for two because of the hang time on the ball.
And as you were saying it, you could see Hasaranga looking up at the batters running. He was thinking, let me get rid of it. But the catch really didn't matter. Now last 2 overs, they've dropped the catch, they've bowled a no ball, a couple of boundaries. That's what you don't want. You have to play with that intensity for all 20 overs.
It's little 1%ers, isn't it? The no ball, the little fumble, and in comparison, Daryl Mitchell knew that for the time in the air, he had an opportunity of getting back. So field changes now again for Phillips now that it's not the free hit. Deep backward square back in play. Just lost their way a little bit here, Sri Lanka, after a wonderful start.
And you see that happen sometimes with Sri Lanka. They take things for granted and then become their own worst enemy. That's kind of what we're seeing. 3 wickets for 25 runs in the power play. It's a great time to be more disciplined with whatever you're doing, because these players are dangerous. The New Zealanders, the type of cricket they play, they will not go away. They'll keep coming at you.
Gets it back on track for the next delivery.
Yeah, it's 1 here, 1 there.
I tell you what, though, I think one of the things that has impressed so many people around this competition and fans for the World Cup too is just the way in which Sri Lanka have held themselves high with all the injuries that have hit the squads. I've seen people at training session and there's a bubbliness about them at the moment. They're up for the challenge, whatever's thrown to them.
You're still in the competition, and that's what matters. A good performance here, then think about the next.
Slight change of pace, but kept the ball pitched up to finish off a productive over for New Zealand. 12 runs coming from it. It's 42 for 3.
Sun-kissed raspberries and fine dark chocolate. Emmerich Black Forest by Elephant House. Emmerich, experience the world.
Exceptional ride and handling, braking performance and lower tire noise.
Ivan Satutin inne wiring karala. Wiring kiruwe is non-polycon yodala.
Networking, විදුලි, AC wiring වලදී වයර් ආරක්ෂාවටයි ඔබේ ආරක්ෂාවටයි Eslon Polycon cable trunking.
Enjoy good cricket with great tasting KFC. KFC, you finger licking good. රුපියල් 1,70,000ක අතිදැවන්ත අත්තිකාරම් මුදලක්.
Mutton rolls, $1. That's a good buy. Mutton rolls, you got to try them, Mel.
Underselling themselves, aren't they? Got to up the price.
It's a party. It's a party. It's the T20 World Cup. Sri Lanka playing New Zealand. And $1 is probably for the taxi to get here.
Well, you were talking about it, Russ. Next to come, Jimmy Neesham, the all-rounder, and how big has he been for New Zealand over the last couple of World Cups, T20 and 50 over.
But late in the innings, so it's crucial you are into the innings now. Keep picking up wickets, be precise, get Neesham in now. And that wouldn't be his strength. You get him in now, allow these two to take the innings deep to the 12th to the 15th over. Then Neesham, Santner, everyone will be very dangerous.
That's probably no surprise really, because Sydney has the reputation of the most amount of spin in Australia. That's usually from the Test match arena. You're not used to seeing so much when you see white ball cricket on, but still a little bit more than the rest of the grounds around the country. Santner will be happy with that. Like to Sodhi for New Zealand.
And you'd think spinners, they'll be turning the ball, creating havoc. But the names you mentioned, they're not big turners. They just bowl good angles. They bowl stump to stump with slight variations in terms of length, the angle, the pace. And rarely do you see the ball deviate off the pitch. So much for spinners.
That's the state of the game, isn't it? T20. Spinners have probably grown up darting the ball a little bit more, but those that are brave can toss it up. Hasaranga is one of those brave bowlers. 95 for 3.
රුපියල් 1,70,000ක අතිදැවැන්ත අත්තිකාරම් මුදලක් LB රන් ණය උකස් සේවාවේ.
අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749ක් පේලෝඩ් කරන්න.
Chicken never biryani EGB Dink Sudanta Purna Mukha Saukya Visesajna.
Winning your trust above all. We are HNB Assurance.
රස හදවත් රොක් වෙන කොතැනත් කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් රස ගුණ සපිරි රටේම සුපිරි.
The all-rounder of Neesham, and then they get into bowling all-round of Santner. And then some players who have been known to hit big at the back end of an innings. But 45 for 3, Sri Lanka will be very happy with the way things are proceeding here in Sydney.
1 over to Lairu Kumara, a wayward one. So good the other day and just the opposite today. So Chamika Karunaratne gets a go. Sri Lanka taking their time amongst between overs. Got to keep an eye on that timer. You don't want to be penalized later on. So keep moving right through the innings.
It's on the pads of Mitchell.
He's got a better change of pace, which might be more effective on this pitch.
It does feel like that, doesn't it, Russ? When you've got a little bit of tennis ball bounce early doors with the hard ball. We mentioned it, just how important this match is, as is every match in this ICC Men's T20 World Cup, but particularly for Sri Lanka. 1-1, lost one, and with all the comings and goings of teams and washouts, they'll be definitely keen to get a couple of points underneath their belt tonight.
Yeah, winner goes right to the top and sets themselves up for the rest of the tournament pretty quickly and put pressure on the others. And that pressure can have them choke.
New Zealand, well, they had that brilliant win, a massive win against Australia in game 1 of the tournament, washed out against Afghanistan, and after this match, England and Ireland in Brisbane and Adelaide. You've got to win tournaments, you need to adjust each and every match because it's different conditions, different grounds, different opposition. Phillips' wonderful hands, fast hands through contact with the ball.
That's the bigger side of the boundary. Good work from SRILANKA, keeping it down to 2 because the distance, there's always a run on the throw.
Out towards the Victor Trumper end, this angle here, it's pushing towards 89 metres. It's a big throw in once you gather it. lady stand in the far distance there. That's just 60 metres. That's the difference between the two sides. And that is the side that's being protected at the moment, those three fielders on the boundary. That's where Phillips goes. It's high, it's long, it is out of here. The 50 up for New Zealand.
Lovely shot. He's the man they put down. He's the man doing all the damage. Back of a length, but the angle into the right-hander. Gets underneath it. They're motoring along. 2 more balls and then it'll be the water break. Sri Lanka got to make sure that they win the first 10. 29 runs in 4 overs and 4 balls since.
Gets hit for the 6, and that's a wonderful change-up. The question has been asked. I have a feeling it was sliding down leg. Russell Arnold, you might disagree.
Well, it hit him on the back leg. They're not going to go upstairs, but I would be tempted to take the review here. You've got 2 up your sleeve. He certainly was not standing outside leg stump.
It's brave bowling. Wonderful skill set too for the change-up out of the back of the hand.
Thank God they didn't go upstairs.
I'm glad you're in the commentary box and maybe not down there in the pink jackets. Yeah, he's finished off the over well after getting hit for 6 off the 4th delivery. It's drinks here at the SCG, New Zealand, 54 for 3.
දැන් සෙලන් බැංකුවෙන් ඔබේ ස්ථාවර තැන්පතුවලට 26ක් දක්වා වැඩිම පොලියක් අමතන්න 288
Goldie chicken sausages, Goldie chicken meatballs, හටට රසක් බතට මසක්.
Singer TV20 champions 55 4K UHD TV එකට 125ක වට්ටමක් සිංහලකින් පමණයි.
ඔබ පුංචි ගමක හිටියත් ලොකු නගරයක හිටියත් අපිට අවශ්‍ය වුණේ අපේ සම්බන්ධතාවයෙන් ඔබව සම්බන්ධ කරන්න. අතිනවීන අධිවේගී තාක්ෂණයන් ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙමින් රටම එක යායක් කරන අපි ඔබේ අනාගතය හැම මොහොතකම අලුත් කරමින් ඔබ ළඟින්ම රැඳී සිටින්නෙමු. ඒ අපේ හදකැස්ම ශක්තිය ඔබ නිසයි. ඔබව මුල් තැන තබා කැපවෙන අප ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ජාලය ඩයලොග් අනාගතය අදයි.
Odessa for inspired living by Orange Electric.
39 වසරක් අපත් සමග එකට ඔබට ස්තුතියි. කාගේල්ස් ෆුඩ් සිටි.
Sri Lanka is on a difficult wicket, but we've been here before. Putting performance first, we'll take to the field as professionals with the skill to innovate and build trust with our partners to go the extra mile towards victory. For success on the field or in the field of finance, go for the team in yellow and blue. First Capital.
Data කැපෙන්නේ නැතුව Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube යන්න. Unlimited data සමග තවත් වැඩිපුර 2GB. Dialog Fun Blaster. මාසෙටම රුපියල් 447ක් පමණයි.
අපේ පොළව.
Goldie chicken sausages, Goldie chicken meatballs, හටට රසක් බතට මසක්.
හැමදාම Dandex නම් හැමදාම no problem. Dandex හිස නිදහසේ ඉදිරියට. LOC Motor Insurance, the best motor insurance in Sri Lanka that gives you benefits every day.
For and early concerns at 3 for 15, as we said. G'day to everyone watching around Australia, around the world. Slight fight back by New Zealand. Still New Zealand's lowest 10 over score this year. And good evening to you, Michael Clark.
Howie, good evening. Good evening to our viewers as well, all around the world. What a start by Sri Lanka. Again, wickets up front. It's the key. There's been enough in the pitch. Spinners have done a great job looking to take wickets. I think they've got to continue with this attitude. I know 10 overs gone now. hang on to these catches, pick up a run out, look to bowl New Zealand out.
Dananjaya, 1 for 5 from his over. And Mitchell, who's on 11. What are you working towards, Michael, if you're New Zealand? What number are you thinking? We've got something to bowl at.
Well, I think we've seen it, Howie. Apart from the game against Australia here, just about every other game in this tournament, the key's been wickets in hand. So I don't think New Zealand need to worry too much about only being 55 in 10 overs. I think if they can just go steady for 2 or 3 more overs and then really dominate the last 7, they can make 70, 80, 90 with wickets in hand.
Phillips sweeps.
It's probably why I feel, again, Sri Lanka need to be careful here. They go into that defensive mode. I think New Zealand are still making upwards of 170, which the wicket plays the same in the second innings. Against this experienced attack, you got swing, you got pace, you got some seam. I think it's going to be hard to chase those, so they've got to continue to look to take wickets.
Had a little bit of luck too. This was Phillips when he was on 12 with the score on just 29, Michael.
Yeah, it's a big drop. They're never, you like to say they're never easy, but that's as easy as it gets as an outfield catch. Just bobbles out. It's a big miss though.
Swept hard again, protection.
Even this, look at the line now. It's middle and leg stump, 3 men out on the leg side with a 45. You're protecting runs. They're not looking to continue to take wickets here. They're thinking, rightio, minimise runs. So New Zealand, this is exactly what they want.
Drop short to Mitchell. He's lucky to get away with that for just a single. So you'd like to see Sri Lanka continue to press as they did in the power play?
Yeah, I think it's the balance, and it's not necessarily fielders in catching positions, but I think it's your attitude with the ball. Right arm off spin coming back in, you're still bowling a line to get a batsman out. At the moment, with this field, I don't, unless he gets bowled, I don't know how he gets out. Smart batting though by New Zealand. Brilliant running too, aggressive running.
Yeah, misfield and they come through for 2. So a positive over for the Kiwis, 9 from it, 63 for 3.
App 3ටම ඇති වෙනකන් data. SRT Mobitel Triple Buddy.
Life is better when you choose it. Nothing but Panasonic.
Move it. Check it.
Smile it. Love it.
Panasonic from Singer.
Edinburgh Mayo.
Edinburgh Mayonnaise, best of mayo.
Debit card, mobile සහ internet banking, cardless cash සමග දැන් විනාඩි 10කින් account එකක් open කරන්න. People's Bank digital banking සමග එක්වන්න.
හොඳ වෙලාවට දැනගත්තේ. මේකක් බොන වෙලාවත් වැඩේට ගියේ නෑනේ.
People's Bank digital banking නියම නිදහසකට.
Shamika Karunaratne, he's got fine leg and third, both inside the circle.
Piece off the ball, another misfield again. Brilliant aggressive running, but Sri Lanka's fielding. 50 partnership as well. It's got the fumbles at the moment, the Sri Lankans.
It's the first wicket. We were talking up Finn Allen. This is an in-swinger from your spinner, flicked out of his hand, Michael. The game is changing.
It's a beauty. Look at that. It's like it's the modern day arm ball. Natural swing, brand new ball. Skids off the pitch as well. Yeah, hard to play across the line with a delivery like that. Very well bowled.
Sliced away over the offside. Should just be a single if the fielding's on point. There'll be kids all around the world in backyards, in cricket nets, on the road, practicing those deliveries.
Yeah, these days, Howie, you need them all. Out the front of the hand, the back of the hand. I think the more variations in this format, the better. But again, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of practice to be able to execute. That ball going on to hit the stumps. There's that partnership, 51 of 46 balls. It's a really good foundation. Again, you look at that in T20, you think it's quite slow. But I think in Australia, in conditions like this, it's really smart batting. It's a third slow ball in a row, so it's obviously a set plan with fine leg and third man up. Long off, long on back, pace off the ball. Out the back of the hand on this occasion.
Another slow one, beats the field. Long chase. And the New Zealanders will come back for 3, so just a few errors coming into the Sri Lankan fielding in the last 8 to 10 deliveries.
Yeah, Harry, I feel like this is an example of sometimes we get so caught up in short form cricket that we're stuck in our ways. We don't actually adapt to conditions that are in front of us. Again, good effort, misfield, but good effort. Look, this is an example. I think you need pace on the ball, keep hitting the length, and if anything, you might even have a slip in. You know, you've got to continue to hang on a second, there's not many overs to go. It's the back end of a 2020. Different conditions. And I think it's not just bowlers, I think we see it with batters as well. You walk out as a top order batter and think, geez, we've got to get 60 in the power play, where, you know, you go to that game Sri Lanka v Australia in Perth, there was some seam, there was some pace, some bounce, so I think the players, the current player still needs the capability to be able to adapt to what's in front of them.
Oh, wow! Another slow ball you heard. The oh, wow! Oh, wow, indeed. 7 from it, 70 for 3.
The Magic Chocolate Collection.
Samada Samahan, Samada Suin. Odessa, for inspired living by Orange Electric.
Asal Palangalin Saturday, kissed fun fruit nectar, Epavum fun.
Except reward, big dirty leg break.
Nice crowd at the SCG. Beautiful evening. 25 and sunny here today. A nice warm evening. Great Sri Lankan attendance. Plenty of Kiwis as well. Many of both nationalities live here in Sydney. 16 from the last 2 overs. The consolidation continues.
Important partnership for New Zealand. Again, now they do have wickets in hand for these last 8 overs. Still think 1 or 2 overs and nothing different from New Zealand, and then go for your life. Now, I think that's smart batting in these conditions. If the ball's not in your zone to take a maximum, then bunt it into that leg side and keep running hard like they are. Push for 2. Do that for another 2 overs.
To be the Hasaranga round arm slinger. There it is again. It's sliced away. Fielder didn't pick it up for a moment. It's a remarkable ball, that one, Michael, when you see it live. I think it's the first time you might have seen it live.
What was that? Oh, it's out the back of the hand. shot. It's a beautiful shot, straight down the ground. Outfield's quite fast as well. Yeah, again, we like the variation. That is different. Howie, that is the first time I've seen it, but it's a low arm, it's for sure. Obviously hoping for the least amount of bounce. Deary me. Nearly bowling it off his knees as well.
We were trying to come up for names with it last summer. Reverse, but not timed. I won't get a run. I think we settled on the collapser.
Yeah, he's sort of front knee down, isn't he, as he lets it go. Yeah, probably hoping for no bounce. Might have got it a fraction short, though. Yeah, it's not a good-looking delivery.
Only 4 from the over to date, though.
Oh, yes.
Done by the spin, so another misfield. It's about 5 runs in the last 3 overs that they've given up, Sri Lanka. 6 from that over, 76 for 3.
Exceptional ride and handling, braking performance and lower tyre noise.
ඇත්තටම ඕනම නෙට්වර්ක් එකකට unlimited free calls දෙනවා කිව්වම මං විශ්වාස කරේම නැහැ.
30 GB anytime data මාර වටිනවා.
තව unlimited social media.
Airtel Freedom අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749 රීලෝඩ් කරන්න.
Jana Shakti Life, internationally acclaimed as Sri Lanka's best life insurance company.
The Keels cricket pitch is ready for you. Purchase products from nominated brands to win exciting prizes up to 250,000 rupees. Shop more and win more with Keels.
Bajaj පාරිභෝගික ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් දැන් genuine parts මිල පහලට.
Jamaica, 2 overs, 5 dots, none for 16. He's been employing the off-pace deliveries. Seamers at the SCG in this World Cup. Pace off, Michael going at 6.48 and over. Pace on, 8.61. So 2 less and over with the pace off deliveries.
It's interesting stat, that Howie.
There's another pace off delivery. It's crunched by Phillips though. Save your legs.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. Again, he's lining him up here. He's seen it last over. This is class batting because he doesn't try and hit it too square. Hits it straight up of that man at deep backward point. Gives himself some room. Frees the arms. He's hit that hard.
Was waiting for it that time, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think you can go slow ball every ball. Just got to keep finding a way to mix it up so the batter doesn't premeditate, doesn't know what he's going to get. It's going to change in the field now. Deep backward square coming up inside the circle. Another man on the offside out. So he has to bowl every ball a slower ball here with this field.
Backward square and fine, both inside the 30-metre circle now to Phillips. Just spoons it. He might have fortune. Another catch goes down. It was a tough one. It was the skipper who made ground off the fence.
Did all the hard work. He got there. Hard work was done. Again, the Sri Lankan fielding costing them. Ground fielding. Now the second catch, and this is the skipper. Goes hard, runs off the boundary quickly, gets there. Geez, it would have been a goodie, but as captain, you want to hang on to that, set the example.
Second life for Phillips. The first one when he was on 12. Looks towards the gap, does Phillips, times it well. Leg side was open, Phillips took advantage and brings up a fine half century right when his country needed it. 750 in T20 internationals, first in a World Cup. Well played.
Yeah, brilliant. Couple of chances, but he's made them pay. Again, very smart batting. Field being set, he knows he's going to get outside off stump slow ball. Looks to go mid-wicket region on the leg side. Handy 51 for New Zealand as well. Doesn't quite get it out of the middle, but the placement's good.
Pace on delivery, they put the field under pressure again. Good running by New Zealand, who are starting to progress.
This is class running, placement again. Sri Lanka, fielding has not been great. Just a couple of catches. There's the first, that's a soda. But it's been this as well, the fumbles, the ball's just skidding off this grass. Just the discipline with their ground fielding's letting them down.
Back live now, Phillips. It's wide and it seems away off the deck and it's called a wide.
Sticking with this plan out the back of the hand. Bit of turn though, it's what there is. And Phillips, very handy. Coming under pressure. Able to give himself a chance early, and now 50 under his belt with some time to go. Look for plenty of boundaries here.
That's really well timed. Phillips just waited and threw the hands at it, another boundary, and all of a sudden 17 from the over and the runs are flowing.
Geez, that's a good shot. He's timed this beautifully. Uses the pace on the ball, two men back there. Have a look at that rocket to the boundary. Not much the fieldsman can do there. Looks like he might just be struggling a little bit. Crouched down after he hit that boundary. Important now he goes on for New Zealand. They are back in a good position. Wickets in hand. With overs to spare.
39 runs from the last 23 deliveries, so great partnership now up to 78. Phillips gets another slower ball. 18 from the over, the biggest for New Zealand in the innings. 94 for 3.
හොඳම කිරි රසෙන් යාගුණයෙන් අඹේවැල යෝගට් කන්නයි බොන්නයි. Very smooth.
දැන් LB ෆිනන්ස් හඳුන්වා දෙන දවස් 50ක ස්ථාවර තැන්පත් සඳහා 25%ක ඉහළ පොලියක් LB යසයිසිරු ඩයලොග් කෝල් බ්ලාස්ටර් ඕනම නෙට්වර්ක් එකකට unlimited calls.
සැරට කැමති අය දවස පුරාවට සැර ඉලෙනවා. සේවරි නට්ස් රසයට කවුරුත් සැරටම සෙට් වෙනවා. මංචි රස බලකායේ සේවරි නට්ස් දැන් අලුත් වෙලා.
This partnership 79 from 63 has really blossomed now to set up a good base for the Kiwis to really push on. SRILANKA has got through 3 overs, none for 14. Deekshana 2 overs, 5 dots, 1 for 7. There's that low ball again, once again sliced, and once again 4.
This is another good shot again. It's short and wide. It's a poor ball, but the placement up and over cover. The man at bat deep point, so he's got to go over cover. Jeez, he hits it wide. Short and wide. It's not a great delivery. You still got to get it where you want it. Doesn't hit it at point, hits it over cover. Pitch has played well, Harry, I reckon. Enough there for the quicks early, a little bit of spin.
Straight through him. It's the other one, the wrong one. Mitchell loses his stumps. SRILANKA's on the phone to home saying, what about that? And the fourth goes down.
Classy bowling. I'm sure he picked the wrong one, but again, it just spins enough. Gets through the gate, which you wanted a piece of the action as well. Better length. Through that gate. Straight into leg peg. They needed that Sri Lanka. New Zealand 99 for 4. Mitchell goes for 22.
අයිවන් සතුටින් ඉන්නේ වයරින් කරලා වයරින් කිරුවේ ඉස්ලොන් පොලිකොන් යොදලා
Networking විදුලි AC වයරින් වලදී වයර් ආරක්ෂාවටයි ඔබේ ආරක්ෂාවටයි Eslon Polycon cable trunking.
Fresh yogurt made from pure fresh milk. Kotmale yogurt.
ස්ථාවරත්වයේ සහ ශක්තිමත් භාවය යළිත් සනාථ කරමින්
Striker of the ball, a big man too. Here's Jimmy Neesham. Look at that strike rate, Michael, 164.8.
Yes, please. Like that in my team. Howie, left-hander as well. Plenty of power. Way to start too. Times that beautifully. First ball. Again, Sri Lanka's fielding. What's going on out there?
62% of Hasaranga's dismissals, leg before wicket or bowled.
Tells you he attacks the stumps, he bowls straight. And enough there for the spin once again. Yeah, he liked it, that's for sure.
Can they come back for two? They do, they charge, pressure on everybody, direct hit, and it was good night. But there's no direct hit. Hasaranga finishes a fine spell, 4 overs 1 for 22, New Zealand, 102 for 4.
ස්ථාවරත්වයේ සහ ශක්තිමත් භාවය යළිත් සනාථ කරමින් 2022 වසරේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ විශිෂ්ටතම බැංකුව ලෙස NDB බැංකුව කීර්තිමත් යුරෝමනි සංග්‍රහව මගින් පිදුම් ලබයි. පසුගිය වසර 3 පුරාවට සුප්‍රකට ද බැංක ග්ලෝබල් ෆයිනෑන්ස් සම්මාන වලින් පිදුම් ලත් NDB බැංකුව දිනාගත් 4 වන විශිෂ්ටතම සම්මානය මෙයයි. NDB බැංකුව අනාගත බැංකුකරණයේ පෙරගමන්කරු.
Multiple devices එකවර connect කළ හැකි internet like a boss. SLT Mobitel Fiber.
මින්චිවල cool freshness පිරුණු නව Klogard fresh හංගන්න බැරි fresh ගතියක්.
අභිමානය අපේම ශක්තිය සංස්ථා සිමෙන්ති.
රස හදවත් රොක් වෙනත් කොතැනත් Kiehl's Crest. රස ගුණ සපිරි රටේම සුපිරි.
Wonderful T20 international career. Look at those stats there. Bowled leg before wicket. Says to me that he is the type of bowler, and the stats prove it, that bowls stump to stump. He wants to put pressure on batters, ball after ball. And what a fight back after the tap that he got from Australia in Perth. Left hand, right hand combination now for New Zealand. And Phillips wants to strike, and why not to? He's been brilliant, 65 from 46. He is back on strike. What have you made of him, Dalstain?
He's a strong guy. He was with me at the IPL, spends a lot of time in the gym. Just a bit of a fumble there. Oh, direct hit, would have seen the end of Neesham. Sri Lanka just need that little bit of luck. They dropped 1 or 2 catches tonight. Direct hits can change the game. You know, wickets tend to slow down the run rate. That would have been wonderful.
They certainly need to turn around their fielding efforts so far this evening. Phillips, well, he's on fire now. Last 10 balls, 24 runs. He's timing straight to the fielder. They're going to take it on. And there's going to be pressure now applied each and every delivery to the Sri Lankans. They needed it, New Zealand, and Glenn Phillips put his hand up. He came out the middle with 15 on the board, 3 wickets down. And he really assessed things perfectly, knew when to go big, knew when to work up and down the wicket. Boy, did New Zealand need it. And look at his scoring areas this evening, and it's pretty good. Oh, clubbed, and it's hit Phillips at the non-striker's end.
The toe end of the bat there by Nisham, eyeing out that big boundary on the leg side. And it is a big boundary from the top of the com box. Yeah, you can actually see how short the one side is and how big the other is. A bit of a cross-seam delivery and Q end of the bat.
Everyone's got to be aware these days. It might have just passed him without ricocheting. A lot of bottom hand in it, goes long, clears it once again. Phillips is enjoying his time at the SCG.
It's a great hit this by Glenn Phillips. Slower ball, I think it's out of the back of the hand, and bang down the ground. 89 meter 6. He's a powerful man, and he's played beautifully tonight so far.
Just that adjustment too, he opened up the front leg and then straightened it up because he got the ball in the slot. Where does he go to now? Tries to direct the bowling by stepping across to the offside to begin with. What's your take on the slower ball and the amount of slower balls that Sri Lanka are going to bowling into the pitch?
It's kind of their strength, isn't it? You know, a lot of spin, a lot of change of pace. We haven't seen a lot of pace from Sri Lanka tonight. So they're looking to change up that pace, and they were really good in the first couple overs. And then once that drop catch happened, it seemed to just, everything seemed to just go pear-shaped a little bit for them, and New Zealand started to build a partnership, and now we're starting to see a total that can really, you know, put Sri Lanka a little bit under pressure.
Did you see the sign, Visit Sri Lanka? Good surf there, Dale.
There's wonderful surf. Kumar Sangakkara has been begging me to come and visit him.
It's the short ball, and Nisham will pick up the single. He'll keep the strike at the start of the next over. New Zealand move to 113 for 4.
නිතරම එයාලගේ ආරක්ෂාව ගැන හිතන එක මගේ වගකීම. වැඩිදියුණු API SP සංයෝගය සමග CRICKT හැවලින් එකෝ ගමන විශ්වාසයි.
Winning your trust above all. We are HNB Assurance.
Scrumptious chocolate cookies with creamy milk. Emmerich Cookie Cream by Elephant House. Emmerich. Experience the world.
අපි ගැන හිතන එකම රීලෝඩ් එක. අදම 749 පේලෝඩ් කරන්න.